Welcome to the city of Porto in northern Portugal. Now this is an incredible place to visit with lots of architecture, sites and history. It is in fact one of my favorite cities in all of Europe. So yeah, let's go have a look around. Alright, we are now in the center of Porto here. This is Rua Santa Catarina, which is one of the main pedestrian shopping streets here. And yeah, this is my 5th time in Portugal and my 4th time in Porto. The time now is about 10 AM on a Tuesday morning, and you can see that the city is slowly waking up. And yeah, what I'm gonna do today is go on a little walk and just show you some of the best places here in Porto, of which there are many. This is not a huge city, but it packs a lot into its area. And here you can see that it is quite touristy as well. And this building right here is actually the first one that I wanted to show you. This is the Capella das Almas, which means Chapel of the Souls. And this chapel was built in the 18th century, and it is famous for its azulejo tiles. So these blue tiles are called azulejo, and yeah, they are very typical for this region and absolutely stunning. And yeah, the tiles actually depict scenes from the lives of various saints. Alright, I am now walking past the church that we just saw. Here you can see the tiles, and we're gonna go into this area, which is called Bolhão, and it is home to one of the most famous markets here in Porto. Welcome to the iconic Mercado do Bolhão. Open since 1914, this is one of the best places in Porto to sample local delicacies. The market has undergone extensive renovation in recent years, but the magnificent neoclassical architecture was preserved. After strolling around for a while, it was time for a snack. I got myself a risol, which is a Portuguese breaded pastry with meat inside and absolutely delicious. And yeah, this market is very touristy, but it is also a place where local people shop. So yeah, Bolhão market, definitely a spot to check out if you are in Porto. Now walking some more in the center of Porto here, and you can see that this city is very hilly. So yeah, the further down you go, the closer you get to the river Douro, which is my ultimate destination for today. So yeah, first I want to show you the center here, and then we'll go to the river. And now it is going uphill again, and over there you can see the Clérigos Church, which was built in 1763. And yeah, it also has a tower which you can ascend, but I actually don't have time today. I did that a few years ago, and the view is breathtaking. But yeah, this is the Clérigos Church. And yeah, just look at this view right here. You can see that this avenue is going down, and then on the other side of the construction site over there, it is going back up. And then you have all the historic buildings with the famous azulejo tiles. I mean, yeah, Porto is properly picturesque. And you can see that we have beautiful blue skies, but it isn't actually that hot, about 22 degrees in late September. And that is another reason to come here in September. The weather is very pleasant. And yeah, there is a lot of construction going on in the city right now, and it is very crowded, but that doesn't take away from the charm of Porto, because just look at the buildings. This is such a unique place, and I haven't even shown you the most beautiful neighborhood yet. Now, another building that I wanted to show you guys is this train station right here, and the outside is under renovation right now, but the inside is absolutely stunning. São Bento was completed in 1916 and is undoubtedly one of the most beautiful train stations in the world. The main departure hall is adorned by large panels that contain around 20,000 azulejo tiles. The panels depict various moments in Portuguese history as well as regional traditions. Local trains still use the station today, but most of Porto's rail traffic has been diverted to a newer station called Campania. Alright, that was São Bento train station, and now I'm gonna walk to the biggest cathedral here in Porto, which is right over there. And yeah, we have seen a few churches already, but they are definitely worth it. And this one also has a viewpoint. So here we have an amazing view of the center of Porto. Over there we have all the historic houses, and then Clerigos Tower, and the train station is over there where we just came from. And yeah, this is the main cathedral here, the Sé do Porto, and this was built in 1737, but the church itself has existed since the 12th century. Now, to visit this church, you actually have to buy a ticket over there in the cloister, and then you can visit the cloister and the church together. But yeah, I think that it is pretty visible how crowded this place is, and I don't want to stand in line. I found a little spot here that's a bit less crowded, and yeah, I seem to have chosen the wrong period to come to Porto. And to be honest, I didn't really expect that, because it is late September, and yeah, if this was August or July, this would be normal. But yeah, very crowded. But then again, some places are crowded for a reason. Alright, what I'm gonna do now is walk to the neighborhood of Ribeira, which is a very picturesque neighborhood close to the river. Before entering the neighborhood of Ribeira, I quickly wanted to show you my accommodation as well. I stayed at a place called Supernova, where I got a capsule for 29 euros per night. It was clean and comfortable and very good value for money. Better still, the hostel is in a great location and also offers a cozy coffee shop with a terrace. We are now in the small side streets of the Ribeira district, and yeah, this is what I love about Porto. These little alleyways, cobblestone streets, and then people living in these houses and drying their clothes, of course. Let's continue. And as you can see, it always goes up and down. So if you are living in this neighborhood, you're gonna be fit. And then you have a little bar restaurant over there, and of course tourist groups. But yeah, this is Ribeira. This is one of the most picturesque neighborhoods you'll find anywhere. Alright, that was a pretty amazing meal, I have to say. 12.50 euros for a plate of codfish, Portuguese bacalhau, a soup, and then a glass of wine and a coffee. So yeah, prices in Portugal are still quite reasonable, but the crowds are not, as you can see. And yeah, we are now approaching the world famous Douro River, which is over there. And this river actually separates the city of Porto, which is where I'm standing here, from the city of Gaia, which is on this side. It's actually called Vila Nova da Gaia. And then here we have the world famous Louis I Bridge. Dom Louis I Bridge right here was built in 1886 and designed by a man called Théophile Séric. And he was actually an associate of Gustave Eiffel. You might have heard that name before, the architect and designer of the Eiffel Tower. Gustave Eiffel and Séric actually had a company together, but Eiffel did not design this bridge. That was Séric. But Eiffel did actually design another bridge here in Porto that is somewhere over there. And yeah, this bridge, it has a span of about 350 meters, and it was the longest bridge of its kind in the world when it was built in the late 19th century. And yeah, that is why it is a UNESCO World Heritage Site today. And now we are in Vila Nova da Gaia, and yeah, it is just as crowded as Porto over there. But yeah, you can see why. The views are just out of this world. And yeah, you can also go on boat tours here on the Douro River over there, but I don't really have time for that. But yeah, here you can see an even better view of the Louis I Bridge. And yeah, this is the Douro River. The best view in Porto, probably. Just absolutely amazing. So you have the boats here, but otherwise you would see the entire bridge and the Ribeira district. I mean, yeah, it doesn't get much prettier than this. And yeah, this is Vila Nova da Gaia here. Very pretty, very picturesque, but also very touristy. Over there you can buy fake sunglasses and hats. Not really what I'm interested in. Anyways, I wanted to get up there by cable car, but there is a queue of about 45 minutes, just like anywhere in Porto right now. So I might have to find another way. Anyways, maybe you guys know whether Porto is always this crowded in late September, because I was here in September 2020 and it wasn't like that at all. But I guess that is because it was COVID. If you come here now, you really gotta be ready for these crowds. But yeah, that shouldn't deter you from visiting, because it is an amazing place. And this is where I sign off, guys. I'm gonna visit a few more places here in Portugal over the coming days. So yeah, the adventures in Portugal will continue. And yeah, thanks very much for watching and see you in the next one. Goodbye.